The most common thing that I see in people's shoulder issues is a result of the overuse of the fact that our hands are forward and we're doing things that are weighted, and we end up overbuilding the front of the shoulder at the expense of the support that the shoulder is supposed to have from the big muscles of the back. So we'll get all bulked up in the front, and the net result of that is that the humerus bone actually gets pulled forward in the space of the shoulder socket, which isn't really a socket, it's just a space in which function is either facilitated or inhibited. So when it becomes too far forward and you go to lift your arm up, you'll feel the tendency of the head of your humerus to impinge on the acromion process. So as you lift your arm up, you'll be discouraged by the fact that there's always a pain there. If your arm bone were sitting further back in the space of your shoulder socket, and you were aware of the fact that your supraspinatus muscle running across the spine of the scapula was supposed to drop out of the way so it didn't get impinged here, which is the other problem that's super common with shoulders, and you were lifting your arm aware that you want the shoulder girdle to be sitting further back. So as you work with these kind of problems, the muscles are in the way. You got too much build in the front, not enough awareness of the back of your body. So the back of your body is supposed to be doing the support for the shoulder strength. You can even do an experiment with yourself to discover what happens if one of your shoulders is rolled forward and the other one is sitting back. Who has the most stamina? Which shoulder will enable you to be able to hold your arm up for a very long period of time? In other words, to keep working. So even if you're just working on your computer, same thing applies. So the exercise is to build proprioceptive connectivity with the muscles of your back, the latissimus and the trapezius muscles involved in the lifting process of your arms. So it looks like this. So instead of being forward rolled in your shoulder and lifting, which you can do as an experiment to see, how long can I hold my arms up before the front of my shoulder, which is overworked anyway, starts to ache. And what would happen if I were settled back in my shoulder and then able to lift and do things with my arm? So we use an exercise that puts a closed kinetic chain contact with the palmar surface of your hand, which puts the whole connection between all the fibers that run through. These are multi-directional fibers that run through and anchor into your spine. And each one of these things, it turns out, has a connection with one of the digits and one of the knuckles of your hand. So you have the main knuckle where it interfaces with the carpals, and then you have the next joint and the next joint, which is really the tips of your fingers. And all of those contact points should be able to be in contact with a surface behind you. And it's a very good way to teach your shoulder how to organize itself. So we're going to show you how to do that.